How do I expect for God to bless me with more when I haven't even proven that I can manage what I already have? Example, if I'm asking God to give me a new car, but the car that I currently own, I don't even take it to get the oil changed. I don't keep my car washed. It's dirty in the inside. I don't make sure that, my car is just maintenance with the, and this dog, man, I gotta tell you about dogs, man. I tell you about dogs. They will have you afraid of everything. Yeah, so if I'm not taking care of the little things, why is he gonna give me something brand new? Why is he gonna give me something better? Why would he bless me with more? Because essentially that's gonna come with more responsibility, right? So if I haven't proven that I can manage the responsibilities that I already have, he's not gonna give me even more responsibilities. He's not gonna set you up for failure. You have to be able to prove that you're disciplined enough to be able to handle what responsibilities are on your plate right now. Then once you're able to get to that place and that space, that's when more comes. It's inevitable. You don't even gotta ask for it, It's just how it goes. I say that because we oftentimes get to these places where you feel like you know enough. You get to these places and these spaces where you're content. There's nothing wrong with being content, but don't get comfortable. Yeah, I know I used to say that there's nothing that, that you didn't want to be content. Like, no, there's nothing wrong with being content, but I can't settle for where I'm at. I can't get comfortable and just settle in that content. I can't. I always have to be grateful for what I have, but I always want to be seeking and searching and going after as much as I can. Going after more. Going after all that is mine. Not being satisfied. I say all of that because if I'm not reading, how am I improving? If I'm not seeking information, new information, how am I getting smarter? How am I getting better? There's things that we don't like doing that we were forced to do growing up, that when you become an adult and you have the ability to make your own choices and decisions, you a lot of the times choose the easiest route. That's what you're just gonna do. You're gonna choose to do the things that you want to do because you were forced your whole life, you were forced to do things this way and you don't like that way. So I'm gonna do things on my own terms. Not even understanding that these things that we were forced to do growing up, the structure that we were forced to have is just that, it's structure. Once we get outside of the structure and we start relying on ourselves and our own smarts, and we start listening to our feelings and emotions, that's when things go left. For real. Once I got away from the structure of just reading, just something simple as that, bro, you stop learning. If I stop learning, I stop improving. I'm not getting any better.